Ouch. Oh, we back.
Hello.
Hey.
I see blue.
Blue.
I see blue.
Oh, Lord.
Are you blue today, man? Are you blue?
I see blue, some gray up in the sky. I had to forget the name of the song. Who we are?
I see you. Forget that.
Anyway, do not quit your. Well, you don't have a day job, but don't quit your day job.
Hey, man.
He is happily retired. I envy him for that. So.
No, he don't. Don't quit your day. Oh, you don't have a job. No. Well, while you're on that note, let me do this first. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Simone Scott. Happy birthday to you.
I saw it on Facebook.
Anymore.
Happy birthday,
birthday. There you go, Moan. All on national TV. Okay.
Or
yes, it's actually it's today. Her birthday is today.
I saw it on Facebook. I saw
Veterans Day. Yes.
Oh yeah, and happy Veterans Day for all of those who serve this country.
Yes, we do. Yes.
I know Deacon Howell's watching, so hey, buddy, happy birthday to you.
We got you, Deacon Howell.
There you go. So, how was your weekend, man?
Yeah, it was like the birthday weekend, but I missed the youth congress. I'm a bit dumped about that. And y'all did your little show on there. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But I had a nice weekend with the family and everything. Okay. All right, then. You keep doing that. We won't talk about sports.
I don't want to
talk about sports.
The year before.
We won't talk about sports.
Hey, man, I missed the year before, so I'm not saying nothing.
True. But not to give it away, we did go to participate in Congress 2.0 Emerge, which will be shown on next Monday's show. So we're not going to talk too much about it tonight. We don't want to spoil that for you, but please tune in next Monday to get the full recap and hear our good friend here to my left, his opinion of what took place.
Yeah.
Even though he was not there.
I saw it, though.
He was able to see it, and we did film it live, and it was good audience participation.
Yes.
But that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep.
But as far as sports-wise, one of my teams won. The other one of my teams could have won,
Woo!
but
it's
it
a good
is
game.
what it is.
It's a good game.
But like I said, at the end of the day, the NFL has not sent me a check to pay my mortgage or any of my bills, so I'm okay.
No, he's not. His feelings still hurt. Like just your feelings. That's all.
Just my feelings.
He's not angry.
I'm 1 for 4, so I got nothing to say. Sixers lost. Dallas lost. Man won. And I don't know, somebody else I like lost. I forget who the other team is. It's no good.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
But somebody got baptized yesterday, so hey, makes it all great. Somebody got baptized in our church yesterday, so it was awesome.
Okay,
right.
there you go. So you're 2 and 4.
The flow. Holy Spirit. What you do?
Holy Spirit. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Oh, man. Yeah, Sunday was a dynamic service. Our bishop, as usual, he just brings down the house in a way like only he can. And the choir, they were off the chain. Beautiful Sunday. This weather, man, has been interesting. I mean,
crazy.
Like today was a record in the DC area. It was close to 80 degrees.
Wow.
Yesterday was like,
yeah, I think it was 78 in Baltimore.
Yeah, it was like,
but yesterday it rained for the first time.
Right.
So for a whole month now, I think
36 days actually.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of rain today. We need a lot more. because there was a big fire up in a town where one of my buddies lives. So hopefully he's safe and everything.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Went out. So Freehold, New Jersey. So we're hoping everything goes well. He said he was good. He was clean. It's not a smoke though, but yeah.
And now with the politics over too.
We are.
The best thing about it is no more of those derogatory commercials.
But the commercials,
none of that junk. It is what it is. Now we just got to pray for whomever is coming in next. But anyway, but tonight, we're going to be talking about.
I ain't gonna let you cut it off like that.
I got to, because that's another show for another day, another time.
I'm on my seat right now.
Right. So tonight we're going to be talking about should the LGBT
what?
That
you speaking in tongues? Should
the LGBTQ
or
transgender community be allowed to play in sports in their respective new identity?
Or is there a disadvantage or disadvantage if they do?
Right. So that's our topic of discussion tonight. So please join in. And
I haven't said this for a couple of weeks now.
There you go.
We love you, saints of God. Oh, hallelujah.
And others.
Jesus and others. Yes. Push the button. Subscribe. Like it. Share it with all your friends and them friends and them other friends, and just pass it on so you can watch Warriors United FC. Hallelujah.
Oh, as he was saying that, I was reminded of something. My wife said, I think I'm becoming Jamaican. Because she had some Jamaican food. Now she started, but my daughter said, but Mom, you don't like spices. You go, yeah, but this is pretty good.
What'd she have? She had
that chicken festival.
The festival.
Yeah.
Festival's good, man.
So she enjoyed it. So
that was good. Did you like the jerk? The chicken? Did you like the jerk chicken?
I didn't do the jerk. I just did chicken festival, which I didn't get all the sauce on it, so she was able to enjoy it.
So she took a bite, and when she took that bite and tasted, she went, "Oh Lord Jesus!"
You tried the Ackee sawfish. Did you try the Ackee sawfish?
She didn't. I did.
I know you did. You enjoyed it. She didn't do it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that Ackee sawfish. I'm not going to say anything, Simon, because you weren't there. I don't want it. Back to the transgender.
So should they or should they? Now, you know, a lot had stemmed from the Olympics when we saw issues going forth with that. We look at the local high schools, look at the local colleges and universities. A lot of things you see that's happening within the, that particular community, and how it's now filtrating into the sports. Is it to the advantage or disadvantage? What say you?
Well, I say it's to the advantage, right? Because first of all, it's not really females going to males, right? It's not the transgenders who are going from being a female to a male. Now, first of all, I guess we kind of have to give it a retrospective on our belief. First of all, we do not believe that this is something that somebody should do. I don't want to get people confused that because we're talking about it, we believe in it. We do not.
No.
We see that this is something that is not, we do not consider it holy. We consider that it's going outside of the boundaries of the word of God. So for me, he is always a he and she is always a she. I don't care what she looks like, what she says, what they do. You are what you were born. That's to me. Okay. And to all, I believe all of us, right? So we're talking on the prospect on how this will affect the individuals themselves and how it will affect our schools, how it will affect our churches, how it will affect those things. And as I said, it doesn't really go from a female to male is not the big worry when it comes to sports, right? Because if a female transitions to and tries to transition to a male, they're not going to join the male sports because they're not going to be able to still hang with them. It's when the males transition to female and then they enter that sport, they have an advantage. The truth of the matter is males are built differently. Physically, we are stronger. So physically, we have an advantage. Skill-wise, maybe not, but physicality-wise, yeah, we do. That's my belief.
Yeah. So, okay. So I was reading up on it. So they have some particular sports. Now, especially when you said it's from when it's from male to female, and then you box. And we already saw it in Olympics.
Right.
And the boxer, she I think it was from Italy. I'm not sure.
I think it was.
But was going through, right, and got through to the semis. So she hit the lady once. She said, you ain't gonna hit me again. that was too hard. I'm not taking that punishment. Mm-hmm. And you could see, I mean, it wasn't that the boxer was physically built and you could see muscles bulging and all that stuff, mm-hmm. but physically she was just way stronger. And that each round, mm-hmm. She beat most of her people before the second round. And before that, she wasn't a boxer before. They weren't a boxer before that, but came into. No, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Mm-hmm. He was a boxer before that. But then when he went through the transition, and he actually didn't get anywhere with the male part. But now he's wearing a gold medal because he changed with that transition and annihilated each round as he went through.
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm. and that was just boxing, and that's one-on-one. Right. So we're not talking about like gay people or lesbians or whatever in a sport, because they all in sports. I mean, gay men play football, lesbians play tennis or whatever, all these sports, and play soccer, whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about tonight just the transgender part, the changing. So we're not bashing nobody.
No.
We're just talking about this. Is it a fair assessment when one has to play against, a female has to play against a transgender?
I won't say I'm not bashing.
Use the big word, fair assessment. Go ahead, man. No. Fair assessment. All right.
It might not be that fair, though. We don't know. Mark, go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
No, I agree, because society makes it seem as though we got to be more inclusive. Mm-hmm. That it can be a psychological, stimulating type of thing. I don't know. I mean, if you're going to be a guy transitioning to a woman, you already know you have the upper hand. And we've seen that time and time again. And to me, there's not a level, even playing field, even though they claim it is, but it's not.
So if there's a doctor listening or some physio listening or anything like that, yeah, type in. Even if you don't agree with us or disagree or you feel like we're wrong, hey, type in and let us know. And let's have a great discussion on this right here. Because mm-hmm. I could imagine even wrestling.
Oh,
even wrestling. There was one transgender wrestling. But now what we're seeing more of is actually, I think it's more in the where young girls, judo or something like that, are fighting against boys. Mm-hmm. I mean, and they're starting that young. It's not too violent, but I mean, judo or whatever it is like that, or they're mixing in sports. Like 2 weeks ago, my granddaughter was playing volleyball, and the other team had two boys on the other side. And first you go, hey. What kind of disadvantage is that? But I mean, they played the game. No one was fussing. The game went on. So that's different. Of course, that's a different topic.
Right. Yeah, because that's the age, right?
Yeah. Right. But we're talking about individual sports.
We begin to separate ourselves as we get older. If you put a 5-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl in certain sports, it's not going to make a difference, right? If she's athletic, he's athletic, it's not going to make a difference. The strength, the physicality is not there. But by the time they get to high school, you're going to see a huge difference between those two individuals, unless the one individual decided not to do anything and the girl did do some stuff. But even then, like I remember I remember just when I was in college, there were girls on the girls' basketball team that they could give a guy I was on the men's basketball team.
Mhm.
They had no chance of beating me. Not in the world. I don't care who they were. I looked at them and I said, you don't want to play one-on-one.
Okay.
And they would say, let's play. I'd be like, okay. And I wouldn't even try, and I could beat them because physically, my speed was better. I could easily stop them. My jumping ability, everything that I had was better. And I'm not saying because I was a better athlete, because if you took an athletic woman versus athletic men, it could have, you're athletic, against each other, against your own sex is one thing. But when you look at athletic men versus athletic women, there is a large disparity. And I think that's the problem with having transgenders go over to the other side. And I think that it's very unfair to that Olympian who practiced all her life to get where she gets, to be able to get to the semifinals and says, I have a chance to win a medal. And all of a sudden you're going against a person who transitioned over last year and says, oh, I should be in this. I think that we have a lot of people are coming in with stuff, but I think that it's unfair. And I think that it's going to cause issues, not only in sports, but in other facets at some point. And we'll get to that.
That was like swimming, where the person did not win anything when they was on the man's side. They changed over. Now there was a swimmer, so of course they knew how to swim already. So, but then when they transitioned and went over, decided, let me see if I can go on the women's team and swim, and never lost the tournament because it was easy. When I say, okay, nothing, easy, but the winning margin wasn't close, and it was the whole time, and at the same time, discourages people. It may discourage other females or women when they go into sport, and you get beat, and you go, oh, that's not fair. And of course, times are changing, and we know it's going to even change even more with the years to come.
Right.
It's going to be different sports. So I know one of the questions might come up when they come up is, should there be a different league or a different? Okay, then I'll leave that alone until it comes up.
Let's get to some of these things, right?
Laverne, oh my God!
The first one, right? The first one, right? Laverne Barnes. Since they are not going away, let them have their own leagues and compete against each other. Right there, the first one, right? Right.
Well, I kind of agree with that. I mean,
it's not possible.
I know it's not possible. But I'm saying, but it's not gonna happen. But that would be then again, you get the whole thing about being inclusive. So that would be a challenge.
They said that it's only right now in sport, it's 0.08 transgender athletes.
There's not enough of them, right?
Yeah.
There's not enough of them. And so it's not possible to have their own league. And what they're going to say again is, this is why I said it's going to transition to other places.
Yeah.
I recognize myself as a woman. If I recognize myself as a woman, why can't you? That's what they're saying right now, right?
Well, also, they think that if you exclude them, it will mess with their mental health.
Well, we already know there's issues with their mental health already, but that's a different issue.
No, basically they're saying if you exclude them from being part of a sports environment, you're messing with their mental health. That's what some advocates basically are saying now.
Why would you? I wish we had an advocate on. I wish we had an advocate on here to talk about it, right? So, Brother Keith says, if the best that a male can do is to compete against females in order to win, then that he already has a problem mentally. He is trying to prove his dominance against the weaker vessel. Ooh, this is kind of a good point. Right?
Yeah.
Because he's saying, this can not only be a thought that I want to become a woman, but I know if I become a woman, I can now go into that spectrum and dominate them. I can. So it's not only the fact that I want to be a woman, but it's also the fact that I want to dominate women.
But would that be their thought process before they transition?
Yeah, that's I think he's saying.
Mm.
Right? I think he's saying, yeah, it's what they want to be. So they transition to become that because they may not get the opportunity being that outsider because the woman may see, oh, I'm not going to let you dominate me because you're a man. But now that I'm a woman and I'm in sports, then you can do about it. You're
But
on
even
my,
the mental, but even just to think that is that I can't win as a man, and if I can transition, I know I might have better chances.
Not
if
I know.
To women's sport. So I'm just thinking about the thought process. That's a lot of thought process to go through just to win something or to make yourself feel better.
What do you call a cheater?
I ain't just saying. It's
What
just
do you call
conversation here.
Right? No, think about it. What do you call a cheater? That's what cheaters do.
The Jamaican bobsled team coach. Yeah. The Jamaican bobsled team coach. Remember, he put all that stuff in his bobsleigh, so he wanted to win a medal.
Oh, the bricks.
Yeah, the bricks, so he'd be heavier and go down.
That was not Cool Runnings. That wasn't a real story.
Cool Runnings. I said the Jamaican bobsled team.
Right.
Yeah, but that was the movie, though. I like the real.
Cool Runnings. My bad. Okay. Sorry, audience. Cool Runnings.
Don't make me feel like we Jamaicans were cheaters.
I'm not talking about you, Roxy and Sharon. I'm just talking about the movie.
Yeah. So but that's what it is, right? Cheaters think about these things.
Yeah.
Right. Keep going.
Did you do Chris?
No, not yet. This is Dexter.
Okay, my bad. Dexter Barnes. He's not related to Laverne. They're not related. No. So just to let you all know, Dexter says allowing transgender individuals to participate in sport aligned with their gender identify is considered crucial for their mental health and overall well-being. Didn't we just say that?
We just talked about that.
Yeah. So but he's saying, that's part of the issue, right? It's supposed to help them. I don't know if it does, but supposedly.
You know what I mean? But okay then. All right then. It's supposed to help them if they do what? If you let them participate?
It's supposed to help with their mental health. Yeah, that's what they say. Right? Because mentally it's part of it. When you exclude them, they feel alienated because already they're going through a alienated type of issue. We don't want to make it any worse by excluding them also in sports. That's what they're saying. I think it's a little bit much, but
okay.
This is my buddy Chris Russick. Yes, Chris Russick from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
And he's a Giant fan, so me and him have a lot in common right now.
We all right.
A lot in common. Have men's and women's have a third open group that trans athletes or anyone who wants to compete can compete. That again, we talked about it again. It's
0.08. I mean, and of course, with the organization, they're not going to agree with that anyway. You know, it's going to put up, well, why should we do that? What is the problem? We can do this and we can do. No, that won't happen. It's not going to, I think we knew that already. It's not going to be a third party.
Right. So Anita says, I don't feel it's fair to have transgenders on female teams. My other concern is what locker room are they entitled to use, men or women?
It's a great question, Anita.
That is a great question.
But that's a general question abroad. I mean, everywhere is what restrooms or men or women's locker rooms that they use. So,
well, the restroom issue, right? That was brought up in years ago when they want to make open restrooms
and gender neutral.
Yes,
gender neutral restrooms.
Right.
And which we in America find crazy, but it's not all that crazy because in other countries that is that way.
Yes, already.
They're gender neutral bathrooms. There's also, things that we find crazy when you go to certain places in Europe. The urinal is not a single urinal; it's just a thing, and everybody stands up and goes and does their thing there.
Well, I remember that. No, I remember that when I used to go to soccer games in England, and then when you go to the urinal, all it was a metal It was like on a wall, a metal. Boom,
Yeah.
wall and down, no partitions, no nothing. And then what happened was, of course, then now you have like individual shower things and all that. Oh no, not like that. I guess it's like in jail too. They're not giving you no single stalls. It's like everybody together.
Yeah, you just and it's so our mentality here in America is a little bit different, but the gender neutral, right? It's something that is concerning because maybe not as much for grown adults, but for our children in high school, our athletes in high school, or athletes in junior high school, right? Where does that student go? Right? Where does that male student who was now transitioned to a female, they believe they have a right to go to?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they may say, I have a right to go to the female because I am a female. That's what's going to be. They're going to say, I am a female, so I want to go to the female. But the fact of the matter is, you were not born one. And they will not be able to go to the men's because they're going to say, oh, my God, I can't go there because I'm a female. So
but
where
not just that, too.
You have to have a third locker room.
It's your mind perception, too, is that you walking down, let me say the airport or something, and you send in your child to the bathroom. Let me say the male bathroom or something like that. And then you see a transgender dressed like a woman, but we know he's really a man, go to the man's bathroom. How long do you think it's going to take you to go to the bathroom and check on your child? I know it's going to be like stereotyping and say, they're going to go, oh, no, you can't do it. See, that's what we're trying to get away from. Listen.
Yeah, because then some pedophile can dress himself as a woman and say, oh, no, I'm about to transition and walk into the bathroom and be doing all sorts of things. But to tell a story, back in the day, before I was churched, I was hanging with my boys, with my friends. I'll tell you guys the story. I used to hang with my friends. And I was hanging out with these guys. We went to a nice establishment, and we're sitting there talking. And my friends, this girl was across. My friends were like, "Oh my God, look at her!" And I was like, "Yeah, she looks great." So I went to the bathroom.
I got that story.
Used the bathroom, and as I'm using the bathroom, coming beside me is the same person. I'm like, oh no! I'm like, what? I walk out, tell my friends, yo, don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. So back then, it was an issue, and you could not tell. And that was 35 years ago. Mm-hmm. What happens now? Things have really changed. And so your birth certificate can easily walk into a bathroom.
Right.
A young girl walk into the bathroom, and it's a man who transitioned as a woman. Or your son walks to a bathroom, it's a woman who transitions as a man. And these things can happen. But you can't have the same bathroom.
Well, you remember the comment we heard at the Congress where a person indicated how their daughter called their parent and said, the roommate they're trying to stick in my room is a transgender. And the parent was like, no, we're not having that. Because they were more concerned about their daughter's safety, which I get 100%. Because you don't know what to expect someone doing that. I mean, come on.
I don't think it's much as I'm just saying it's a safety issue. It's that I guess we're not used to this uncomfortable feeling that, okay, I can remember when I was a mailman, and I did a good job, and actually he gave me a compliment the next day, because what happened was I had to go deliver mail, a package to this house. And the day before, when I opened the door, it was a guy. He had a beard. He had sideburns. He had lipstick on. He had nail polish on, and he was wearing a dress. Okay, so I took it in my stride. No, I took it in my stride, treating just the same way as I treat the customers. Right. And anyway, so the next day, I had to go back, but I had the supervisor with me because I was going through a inspection. So we come to the same door, and I turned to her and I says, "It's going to be different. When I open the door, it's going to be different." Okay. That's all I said. That was going to be different. Same thing. He had a dress on. lipstick, earrings, and beard. And hey, how you doing, Simon? When I opened the door, the young lady was like, wouldn't move. I had to nudge her. I said, "What did I just tell you? We still the customer. We still gotta talk." Because she said to me afterwards, "I never saw a transgender before," and it just took me by surprise. So now, of course, it's gonna be much. Now it's like more. If you see it, you see it, and we know it. But even then, the surprise what she had, and she was a grown woman, and I was saying, "I'm just gonna tell you up front." So and he called me by my name. Of course, he was weird first when you first see with the dress on, earrings, and how you doing, Simon? Yeah, he threw me off, but I had to compose myself. Inwards, and not let him see that. What? No, what? No. Yeah. So I understand the discrimination that they get a whole lot of times because people just can't handle the discrimination.
Well, it's new and it's different, right?
Exactly, new and different. And as we know that it's not a lifestyle that we agree with or we do, but we still have to have that. The bishop would say that love in our hearts, that compassion, that talk, and how we act. You never know what could happen. So
take away the outer, there's still people.
Exactly. There's no bashing. There's no bashing, or we may disagree or whatever. So that's how that went.
Right.
I kind of like the statement from Laverne. Right. I kind of agree with this. Right.
Mm-hmm.
His mama named him Bruce. I'm gonna call him Bruce, right? Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny because he's using Bruce as Bruce Jenner. So Jenner, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of agree with that statement because now what happens if you're a coach and that little boy that you knew when he was 8 as Tommy, now you're coaching high school. Tommy's no longer Tommy, he's Tamala. And he's playing on your team. Now you're a Christian man, a good Christian man who has the beliefs of the Word of God. Do you call him Tamala or do you call him Tommy?
What does the birth certificate say?
They can change him, but let's say the birth certificate said, like I said, when he was 8, you knew him as Tommy.
Well, he's gonna be Tommy.
Right.
Because I had an
He's still gonna be Tommy. I
had an incident with an 8-year-old. I can't name the place. I'm not gonna name no names. But at the same time, my daughter told me that they go by the name. I'm not gonna use the real names.
Right.
Frank or Frankette. They go by the name Francis. Mm-hmm. Okay. But their real name was Frank. So I'm like, oh, okay then. So when we came in and introducing to me, I go, the name of my brother. I said, how you doing, Frank? They never said to me, don't call me that. But I know some people will say that, no. You can call me they, this, that, whatever, or my name is Francis or Frank. I'm going to call you Frank.
But how do you explain it to the parent? Because the parent's going to say, no, that's not his name. That's not her. He's going to say, that's not her name. Her name is Tamala. And you say, well, I know him as Tommy, but that's not his name, her name. How do you deal with that? Because we are Christians, right? And we want to love you, but how do we handle that situation? How would you handle that situation?
I'm in agreement with Simon.
Tommy.
I would still call them by their birth name, regardless.
So that's if we know the child.
If we know the child, right?
But what happens when the school says no?
Yeah, but you know that there's
either you lose, either you step away, don't do this coaching.
Okay, and then this is what happens also at school because they're trying to take it away from the parents. So in other words, the child leaves the house, Tommy, gets to school and says, I want you to call me Tammy.
Thomasina.
But don't tell my parents.
Right.
No, it goes deeper than that.
Exactly. But I'm saying
There is a private school here in Jersey. There was
that's what's happening.
Team
Mm-hmm.
on my daughter's soccer team, and her mom told us when they went to school, they asked them, what gender do you want to go? What pronoun do you want to go by? She said, I'm a girl, so I'll go by her. They said, are you sure? It wasn't the girl just said, I go by her. But the school was like, well, don't feel pressure. You can go by whatever.
Yeah.
The mother had to remove her. Because like you're saying, schools now are looking to shift your child's thought.
Mm-hmm.
So the question, like again, I give you the question. If they say to you from the school, no Mark, no Simon, no Rupert, this young lady's name is Tamala. If you cannot call her that, you cannot coach. What do we do? I myself say whether I can't coach.
Wait a minute, you can't. Okay, when we say coach, are we talking about if we coach in a team?
Yes, I'm saying we're coaching the high. Right at this point, we're coaching a high school team, and we knew the child when they were younger. But by the time they got to high school, they transitioned, and the school says either you call this person by their name, Tamala, not Tommy, or you cannot coach here.
I won't coach them.
They'll be finding a new coach.
I won't coach them.
I wouldn't coach.
I will not lower standard. I will not coach.
They will.
I
They will find a new coach.
I say I love teaching you. I'll be glad to teach. I'll keep teaching, but I cannot coach. If I can't do it. I would have
to call you a nickname. No, it's like, can I call you a nickname? Like a lot of people, like I got my boy over here, Bob. I call him Speedy. Can I call you you really fast or Angel or whatever? But I mean, yes, no. If you taking that right away from me also, because then isn't that there's a right for both sides? So there you go.
But they will use stuff like, hey,
of course,
you're a black man. Would you want somebody to call you colored? No.
Why are you laughing, man? No, they call me half and half.
Well, but still,
that's what he wants to say.
I know, but don't worry about it right now. But they would know something. They look at the skin of your color.
Exactly.
I'm gonna call you colored.
Mm.
We're gonna say, no, you're not gonna call me colored. I'm African or whatever you want to say, whatever, however we do it. But you're not gonna call me colored.
Mm-hmm.
But they say, well, why not? I have my rights. That's what they use, right? I know we have a lot of other questions here. We got to keep going, but that's
well. Before he does that, you got to say,
well, time's moving so fast, so people, we really enjoy everybody coming on our show, but we would still like you to like it, share it, and even subscribe and ask someone else to subscribe. And if you can't do that, you can still push the button on share and like and subscribe. And even if they don't watch it on Monday, they can always watch it during the week, anytime they want on YouTube or Facebook. We love you.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Right. Now, our friend NR says, what about the woman's health issues? Well, what about the woman's health? They're not a woman.
Mental health.
Mental health. They're not a woman.
No.
They are a man.
About the athlete who has to go against the transgender.
Oh. Okay, Nadine.
Okay, that's not how I was reading. Okay.
I think we didn't go fully into it, but that's what I'm saying. I think we mentioned it earlier, is that their attitude is like, wow, I used to come first and second all the time. Now that in the same sport with a transgender in the sport, I can't even win no more.
No, I'm coming last.
And not even that, you might come second, but you may be a prominent, good athlete in, I don't know, high school, where you are. But now you're not winning no more because you can't win this race.
Yeah, that's the part that she's talking about, the mental
health part.
Now, where, like I said, where I was in line to get a medal, now I'm going against literally a male. And it's not like I'm going against a female who's just stronger than me, a better boxer than I am, or a better sprinter than I am. I'm going against a male who is physically, let me say, if Usain Bolt decided to be a transgender, who is going to beat him? What record will he not? He can run the 100, 200, quarter, 800 if he wanted to. And he's still good. Long jump, all these different things, and he's going to win.
And we're not talking about transgenders who were not in these sports, because obviously they've played the sports before they turned over to what, or transitioned to what they are now.
Right.
And we're not saying that they may not be in that sport and they can do that. No, they can't do that, because the women athlete is far superior than a transgender not in that sport. Even if you're a man, you're still not going to beat no woman in her sport. But if you was already in the sport, you have an advantage. I'm sorry.
Dude, this is a good question. That was a good comment or question, and we should address it.
Yeah.
But Brother Sanders, I'm just glad the new administration is putting an end to having government funds pay for any of that and removing that mess from schools. I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to happen as expeditiously as
not going to happen.
Hope.
Not going to happen. Let me tell you, the United States government, just like anybody else, money talks.
Yeah.
And the LGBTQ community has a lot of money.
Yes.
They're going to get their lobbyists, and they're going to be there. And when the vote comes, it might be close, but somehow, some way, it's going to slip through.
And wherever it happens, I don't care what part of the country, what school, or whatever, all they do is give a call, LBG, the community. Oh, we have a problem down here, and we need your help. What's your advice? Next minute, you know, boom, publicity, and all of a sudden, you're famous now because you're on the news.
Yeah, and plus, they're going to fight the battles they want to win. They don't care about men in prison transitioning over. They're not going to worry about that. They want to get that money to some place where people that are not in prison, it can work out. They're going to fight their battles. These people have lawyers. They're smart. They're intelligent. Look at this. This is the thing. What movies do we see now without a LGBTQ in it? What TV show?
That's every movie.
Cartoon do we see? Commercials.
Well, what's the name? What's the black dude? What's his moves? Oh my gosh. I'll think about it next. Go ahead. No, sorry.
No, I just wanted to read something real quick. It says, sports specific factors. It says different sports require different types of physical skills and attributes. So the impact of transitioning may vary depending upon the sport. In sports where endurance or flexibility are more important than sheer strength or size, the advantages and disadvantages may be less significant. Yeah. So basically, depending upon the sport you're in, it will determine how well you're going to be in it.
That's not true. I disagree with that statement. Name me one sport is going to be a big difference that the women has advantage on.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm disagreeing with that point that you're reading, right? I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that point you read, because name one sport, because even gymnastics, right? A guy can do more flips. A guy can do more spins. A guy can do more turns. You might not be able to do the balance beam as well as a woman, maybe. I don't know if he practices long enough.
No. Right? He ain't doing no balance beam.
Maybe. You never know.
No.
Right?
It's possible. It's
After
possible.
a while. Because who does the most tight? Right? Men do the tightrope. So you never know.
Right.
Tennis.
No, I'm going to challenge you on the gymnastics.
Maybe fishing.
No. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to see a transgender doing gymnastics as a woman. Okay. Because these women gymnastics, they off the chain too. They really challenging good and strong.
Very strong.
But when they flip 3 times, a man can flip 4 because he gets higher off the spring, right?
Endurance, yeah.
And when you have to stick,
but that girl can do that
when you
too,
land, it's a lot of leg muscles in your landing. Men have
no
leg muscles.
I'll put them up against Simone Biles. They beating her
up against them, right?
No, they beating Simone.
But would Simone Biles go against a top male gymnast? Maybe not,
No, see, that's different.
That's different.
No, that's different.
but it's still there.
That's different. But
Right.
as far as transgender moving over to gymnastics,
Yeah, because you're talking about Simone Biles, who's the best in the world. The boxer wasn't the best in the world.
it's going to be a pretty well built
If
gymnast.
Christian Shields goes against certain genders, he's gonna knock him out.
He's pretty big because the workout process, the legs, the arms, that's you be able to see that right away.
Yeah,
And then
but he's transgender. Doesn't make a
I
difference.
know, but that's what I'm saying. And then you go, oh no, no.
Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, go ahead, let's go.
Wow.
Oh Lord, if Mac was still living at home and playing soccer, it would be hard for me to accept he had a transgender teammate. What if Mac got hurt? Would I want him to accept help from a person? Oh, I'm sorry, Anita. I gotta disagree with you there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree with you. It's not. Woo. Okay.
Do you mean he went unconscious and he's mouth to mouth?
Because what happens is that means that they went from a woman to a man.
Right.
That's the only way Mac will be playing.
Right.
Not from a man to a woman.
Right.
A woman to a man. So, and even if he wasn't, that's your teammate. And you guys, we know locker room stuff. I mean, if you want a team, you want a team. We may not agree with how you. I mean, come on. If I was on a team, they smoked, they drank, they went out to parties, but I didn't do that. It was different. Some did other things, but that doesn't mean if there's on the field. No, I got to help them. I got to make sure that they're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you're still showing that love and compassion.
It's a compassion thing. It's a team thing.
Now, my problem would be when they come to the locker room. What locker room they're going to go to?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be my problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which locker room is that teammate going to? That'd be my issue.
Yeah, you going somewhere else.
Oh, I don't have to change my clothes. I'll just go in my car and drive home.
Shower when you get home. Shower when you get home. Shower when you get home.
Maybe they're gonna say that's insecurity or whatever. No, I'm cool. I'm fine.
So Marvin says, I coach football. I will call them by their first names. I will call them
T
for Tommy or
Tom. Hey, look.
Well, that's what we were saying earlier. You know, just
Call
find
me
out like Speedy or Shorty or Fasty or something. You know,
I just call by their number 4. Number 4.
I gotta agree with Marvin though, because you know what, T, you can't go wrong with T.
Yeah, but if the name went to Tammy, what if the name went to Charlene?
With Tommy or whatever.
Or
You call him C, P, S.
What went to Mary?
anyway, next question or comment.
Yes, we have to show love to everyone, but don't make mistake for accepting the lifestyle you have chosen. I don't, and I'll never will. I'm not accepting the lifestyle.
No, we're not.
No.
I mean, we put that disclaimer out in the beginning, right? We don't agree with it.
Yeah, we said it at the beginning.
Right, but we have to show them love and compassion. Their souls.
Gregory.
It doesn't matter. This is from Brother Will. It doesn't matter.
No, Willis lied. No, Deaconess lied. Oh no, Deacon lied. Sorry.
Deaconess lied. Oh, Will Lewis lied. Sorry.
Yes.
Deaconess lied. It doesn't matter what gender you identify with. The average male is going to be stronger and faster than the average female. I understand the rationale in putting men and women sports.
And agree.
There is no rationale, right? Mm-hmm. But they're saying, I am not a man. And they are saying, we don't see women going to men's sports, but the men going to women's sports, they're saying, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, so I'm allowed to go and play in that sport.
So what they're trying to see, though, is the testosterone. That's what they're going by now, to see the levels. Yes, the levels. All
men do is they take a ton of estrogen.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's all they do. Take a ton of estrogen. So, yeah. Under Trump's administration, he was paying for transgender. He never looked at his policies. People didn't know that. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I was saying people are going to be shocked all the things that he's, you know what? We're not getting to Trump today, but yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Larry Saunders, all female athletes should wait a minute, let me say it. All female athletes should straight up refuse to compete against trans women in all sports. Remember, the Democrats were pushing that agenda, and America voted against that. Change may come fast.
Oh, we know
Larry Saunders. Is this the real Larry Saunders, or is someone else writing this up?
We know what Larry voted for. He said the Dems. He said look, he put it there. The Democrats.
Agenda. What?
So I have a question to all you Republicans out there. You don't think there's Republicans who are transgender? There's Republicans who are homosexual.
No, because Trump would not have that.
Right. Of course there is. So this is not a political issue. I would love to think it is, but it's far from it, everybody. I want everybody to understand this is not a political issue. There are Dems, independents, and Republicans, all who fall in this category. And the problem is that they're going to have, again, is that group of people are a strong, powerful group of people that can sway things because they have money, they have the legal system on their side, and that's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. Here's one of my favorite people.
My favorite people too.
Says to Larry Sanders' point, a good portion of school funding, at least in New Jersey, where is that?
I don't know.
Comes from local taxes, not just federal funds. Plus, parents raise funds for school sports.
Yes.
I doubt the federal government.
I doubt the federal government will be in control.
Will be in control. Will be in control of local school sports. Thank you. 7.7.
Yeah, and Debbie's 100%. Well, I can say 100 because I'm not exactly sure, but she's 99% correct in my world because that is the deal, right? The federal government only goes so far. Yeah. And the federal government doesn't play for professional sports.
No.
The federal government does not, the U.S. does not handle the Olympics, right? So if the Olympic Committee decides it's okay, the Democrats, the Republicans, whoever wants to rule can rule. The Olympic Committee says it's okay. So guess what? It's going to go through. So we keep looking at politics as being something that can control this. It's not. It's nothing to do with politics. It has to do with individuals. I do agree, Larry. Women should straight up refuse to compete if they allow this to happen. If they say in the Olympics, this transgender is allowed to compete, every woman should say, we're not competing. They'll make a change. But if a couple say, no, I'm going to do it, I don't care, it's not going to work. There has to be a total boycott from every woman who's competing in that sport. I agree with that.
And then I think, okay, see, when you say athletes, it depends. Well, no, it doesn't depend. How was he before? Oh, no, that's right. I got it wrong. I'm sorry. Next question. I was thinking it the other way around because the women to the man, the man to the woman is not going against no man. No, you're done. No,
not happening.
That's not happening.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
How are you, sir?
You're welcome. Salute. Yes.
Pastor Wanda. Hello.
Go ahead.
Right. Good for joining us tonight.
Left.
I don't know what you said right too, but
was it right, left, forward?
Deaconess again comes back. It's like society has been turned over to the reprobate mind, unable to think or reason.
Wow.
Oh, don't got deep on us.
She went biblical.
Yes, she did. Yep. Sorry, he did. My bad. Yes. But you're right. We're good. I'll see you at church on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have gone a little crazy, right? They have gone a little bit nuts. We see it again. How do now? I was going to say now. Let's float that. If they allow that in sports, it affects our kids. But here's what I'm worried about. The more these folks interject into the system through high school, middle school, elementary school, our sons and daughters now need that explanation. Mommy and daddy, why do we think it's wrong?
Well, my grandkids, yeah.
right?
Yes.
You know, Tammy's the same as they always were. They're still my friend. They're always the same. They're no different. What's wrong? Now we have to worry about that because now they're competing, right? And like I said, at a younger age, it's no big deal. It's when you get older. But if they started out at 8, right, and now they're 16, and they went through all those years with your child, how does your 16-year-old child who's coming to church deal with that, cope with that, handle it?
But see, it's the same. The discussion now is that we just have to be truthful.
Yeah.
And just explain it, whether they like it or not, or we like it or not. It's not a choice that we're gonna have anymore. It's gonna be a choice of how do you explain this to your children, your grandchildren, that Tommy is now Tammy, and Tammy's gonna be racing against you, because Tammy used to be a boy, but now he's a female. Now, you know they're going to throw questions at you, and the only way you can answer them back is to be truthful, and to be truthful, and just to let them know this is how it is. And I think it's going to be pushed further and further and further.
And most importantly, continue to show that there's no hatred.
Yes.
No hatred or animosity towards them. It's just a lifestyle that we don't agree with, because we got to still love the person. And I think that's the hard thing to convey to a child when you're trying to explain that situation, that no, don't hate them. And I think that's the hard part.
Yeah, because the children, sometimes they do better than parents when it comes to black, white, Indian, Chinese, whatever. They relate and they be friends. They don't even look at it like that. And then they can explain to them. But you know what? Children will ask questions too. Why are you a woman, or why are you a female?
Right.
So also that the side of their family has to know that them questions are coming.
But that's the one thing though that I'm most afraid of, because I had that conversation with my daughter who's now in college. When she was in high school, she goes, "But what's wrong? This is what I understand, that they came from this to this." And they asked the question, "Why'd you do it?" And they said, "Well, because I don't feel like a man. I feel like a woman." And they take that and they say, "Oh, okay." And because it's so okay in society, it becomes okay to our children.
Exactly.
And it's so tough, because I had to have that conversation with. I said, "Well, it's not okay by what we believe. By what we believe is if that parent knows that was a child." And I had to use this too, where I had to say, look, when that kid dies 100 years from now, when there's no hair, there's no flesh, there's no muscles, all there is bone, and that person goes in and gets a DNA test, it's going to come out that they were male. Doesn't matter what they change themselves to. Doesn't make a difference, but their chromosome structure is going to say male. And that's what they are. Exactly. Just because they want to change themselves. And I remember a parent one time saying, I think I heard this on TikTok or somewhere, the parent said, "Hey, I know it's time." The parent said, "Hey, at the end of the day, if they punch you in the face, you're not going to think it's a female."
So in the society now, though, in the society now, it's acceptance. It's just come so easy. It's this is how we are. This is how we live. It's just like you live in a neighborhood where you hear gunshots all the time. You know it's going to happen. It's going to be there. You just hope it's not going to be where you are. But woo, time went so fast.
All right, this has been a good show. We want to thank you all for your comments, your concerns, and again, as we said in the beginning of the show, we don't accept it. We're just talking about it. So next week we'll have our recap of Congress 2.0, and it's going to be an exciting show. You guys, please come back, watch it, and you just might hear us say,
"Happy birthday, Simone." Oh, you're welcome. One.